What is up, guys? I hope you're excited. You know, it's that time of the month everybody loves. We're talking about the portfolio today. Full recap. One second. Someone's at my door. Let me get that real quick. Hey, what's going on, man? It's Patrick Mahomes. Patrick, what are you doing here, Patrick?
Man, I just want to talk real quick. We won the Super Bowl, man. Me and Trav. Kadarius didn't do anything, though. Kadarius sucks. He got no hands. Ah!
All right, get out of here, freaking Patrick. What's Patrick Mahomes doing here? Get him out of this place. We're talking about an account that's performing better than Patrick Mahomes' account, okay? Guaranteed. Anyways, let's get into this nonsense. We're going over the main portfolio, as you can see. 164. We look at the total. We're including the joint account we have set up. 171,000, nearly 172. Obviously, you want to include. We don't include the IRAs here. We're not including them, okay? 44,000 in the Roth, 22,000 in the rollover. We have buku bucks in the market, and we're making a lot of money. So let's get into it. Let's see what we have. There's been a lot of changes even since last month. We've done a lot. Definitely done some extra trading. More trading than I usually do, and we'll go into those as well. And look at that. So first, we're going to hit up these positions. Excuse me. Oh, the Mountain Dew's hitting a little heavy right now. But yeah, let's get into the positions here and see how things have really changed here. Again, when we do these videos, we go boom, 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 stock by stock, tell you anything important to know. And if not, we just go on to it. Next video you better be looking out for is the dividends we received this month. It was a pretty good month. We love receiving those dividends, and that's what those videos are for, so be on the lookout. Let's just get cranking. We're going to start with Apple. We go alphabetical. You know how we do it. If you want, let me know. We could always go by size of position too if you'd rather me do that. But for now, we do alphabetical. Speaking of it, it is a massive, relatively good size position here. $9,000 in this Apple position, 50.62 shares. Stock's been pretty flat since last time we spoke. I guess I should list here over the last month. We've done pretty well, up 3.4%. Nothing crazy, but pretty good year to date. We're doing pretty well, up 6 as well. So happy to see that. Apple not really one of those that's adding to that performance here over the last month at all. But hey, that's okay. Overall, with Apple, you can see here, as highlighted, we're up $5,500 here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So it's a lot of money we're up on Apple. There's no doubt I double-clicked. I'm stupid. So yeah, $5,500, equivalent of 155%, as you see there. Pretty significant. So love to see that one. AbbVie, smaller position, about $2,000, 11.6 shares there. That one stayed consistent. Up around 60%, $700. We love to see them. Arbor Realty has done some downward movement, some upward movement. It's been kind of a wild month for them. 228 shares, quite a lot here. About $3,000 in the position. This one I love because, she's yielding a little bit over 12% right now. Currently, we are up in terms of, the actual stock price too, up about 11%, nearly 12% at $325. I'm not in it for the, gain there in terms of share price necessarily, but it's an added bonus, that's for sure. AMD, now this one has just had a fantastic time this month, and that's going to be because of NVIDIA's big run, great earnings report here this month. So AMD has really benefited from that. We've got 17 shares of AMD worth about $3,200 now. We're up massively on AMD, 125% on $1,800. Wish we had more in it, obviously. Should have picked up more when it was about $100, not even, 5 weeks ago. But anyways, AMD having what am I talking about? 5 months ago is what I meant. Having a great time and obviously a great day for them. Amazon following them. Also had a pretty good day here, 16.18 shares here. I recently purchased more of this, and that's because I believed in this thing, and it's been good. We bought it before earnings, and it worked out well for us. About $3,000 on it again. We're up about $931 or 48%. Happy to have that one for the long term. The other Apple Hospitality, APLE here, a REIT. We have 119 shares of that one. That one, we have because it pays a monthly dividend, about a $2,000 position, and we're up a little bit, about 17% in terms of share price too. So pretty nice. We're happy to have it. Another REIT here with Apollo Commercial Real Estate. We have the REITs because we get a little bit of a tax benefit on those dividends, and on top of that, they pay some fat dividends. The ones we purchase, okay, we're purchasing high quality ones. So Apollo Commercial, really just I would say flat in terms of share price. So you may say, what are you talking about quality? This one pays over 12% as well right now. Yeah, I like the business, what they're doing. I think they're going to be great. 207 shares. It pays a nice dividend quarterly. So, Bank of America, financial has been pretty stagnant, not great. 50.8 shares here, Bank of America. You know, we kind of loaded the bag here over the last several months with Bank of America. $1,755 in the position, up around $163 or 10%. Nothing crazy. It's still a relatively new and relatively new position that we've added on to quite a bit. Citigroup, another financial here, 25.2 shares, only about $1,400 in the position. We are up $167 or 13%. That's decent. Carnival Cruise, we have this 100 shares. We usually utilize this to sell covered calls, which we did on this one. $17.50 covered call really was only worth $10. It's not really much, but hey, it's honest work, okay? We take any money we can get. But on the shares themselves, we're up pretty nicely here, actually around 35% or $413. Happy to hold on to that one as long as we can, unless we get burned on a covered call and the stock shoots up. But hey, I'm happy for it for now. We're buying these basically every week, or selling these every week, so get some extra money. Costco following them. This one's been just fantastic for us. 3 shares, about a $2,200 position. It's a massive share price. I think a split's going to be incoming over the next year or so, so be on the lookout for that. I don't know what that noise is outside, but it sounds as if someone's driving a snowplow on a road where there's certainly no snow because it's 50 degrees, but kind of crazy what that noise was. Anyways, we're up pretty big here, about $938 or 71%. Costco's been fantastic. Cisco, 18.8 shares here. Surprised the dogs didn't go crazy there, but nothing really crazy with Cisco. It's a small position, $900, up around $67 or 8%. Nothing crazy, very boring. Disney, we've actually seen finally a resurgence in Disney. I've been just holding the bag on this one for a while. After not selling when we were up massively, several thousands of dollars we were up. Since then, I've been holding the bag. But we've had a great month in Disney. Actually, now only down $188 or 5%. We're coming back, folks. We're coming back on Disney. Domino's Pizza, 4 shares of Domino's Pizza at $440 a pop. So that's $1,800 in the position. We're up on that one, which is good, about 21% or $319. Nice steady one there. Ford following them, 165 shares of Ford, about $2,000. Up around $499 or 32%. We sell covered calls on this one too, just because it's what we do. This one's out till June, but it's at a 1482 strike. Ford really very rarely surpasses the $15 range, so I feel pretty confident that one's not going to. And if it does, hey, we'll sell it Ford. Who cares? Gilead Sciences, 15.8 shares, about $1,000 position. Up around $129 or 12%. Nothing crazy. Gladstone Capital, 103 shares of Gladstone, about $1,000. Nothing crazy there either. Does pay about 10% yield, which I love, but we also have some appreciation here. 8% or $82. Nothing crazy. Alphabet or Google. We recently acquired some more shares of Google. Why? Because we had a little pullback here. I'll show you. I actually made a decent bit of money recently on Google with some options contracts, and very excited and maybe consider doing some more here in the future because I feel pretty confident about the stock chart for Google. I can read it pretty well at this point. I've been following the stock for a while, but anyways, we've got 18.18 shares, $2,500. We bought it on a little bit of a dip. We are up 20% or $425. Feel good about the future for that one. Home Depot, 3 shares here, only about $1,100. We are up pretty massively, though, about 44% or $356, so pretty nice. HPQ, very boring. Nothing really to report on this one. I mean, 31 shares, about $900. We're up around 7%. I mean, that one's pretty minor, nothing crazy. Hercules Capital been fantastic for us here. 116 shares, about $2,000 in the position. We're up 18%. This one also yields about 9%. So we're having the best of both worlds here with this one. IBM, this one's been a pretty great performer for us as well. We recently purchased one more share here of IBM 2. 7.37 shares of IBM. This is going to be up pretty nicely, about 47% or $436. Pretty cool. Intel had a little bit of a surge there, and then we've seen a little bit of a pullback again. This one's been a stinker for us though. 16.8 shares. We are it's only about a $700 position, so nothing crazy, but we're down $119 or 14%. It's a stinker. Then we get into the biggest stinker in the portfolio. The one that's really screwing me here is iRobot. I acquired more shares in preparation for the acquisition of Amazon. Got absolutely bent over by the EU. I'm going to smack someone around over there, blocking the deal for absolutely no reason. The stock has plummeted since then, so now we're down, guess what, 68% or $745. This one is the worst in the portfolio right now. What a shame. I'm going to ride it out, though. I don't think I'm ready to sell it. I'm going to ride it out, see what happens in the future. So, and again, it's only at this point $300. I don't really care about $300 when the portfolio is worth $170,000. So, Iron Mountain following them, 62 shares of Iron Mountain. This one's been an absolute beaut for me. We're up around 132%, $2,780 up here. Really been a fantastic performer for us. Also yields about 4%. It's been just an absolute bop of a stock that I've had since the inception of the portfolio. So love to see it. Coca-Cola, KO, 23.6 shares there. Boring rock of the portfolio, about $1,400, up $95 or 7%. It's a boring one. Kohl's, this one's been fluctuating like crazy. Every time I show it, it's doing something different. Here, actually had a decent month, 96.75 shares. Excited for that 50-cent divvy coming out for sure. You'll see that one next month. But we're pretty well just break even on this one. It's about a $2,600 position in Kohl's. I feel pretty good about where this is going to end up. It's just been a pretty garbage one in the meantime. But at least with this low share price, I've accumulated shares and we're lowering that dollar cost average, and it pays a good yield right now too. And the dividend's definitely covered, I'll tell you that. Lockheed Martin, small position here, $800, 2 shares only, $65 down, or 6.97%, 6.9, let's just say, some might say. You'll see I have this Lyft put. This I ended up purchasing after the earnings report snafu, where they lied on the report, made the stock go up. So I bought this $16 put. Obviously, it is a little bit in the money right now. My put itself isn't. We're actually down about $30 on this. It doesn't expire until March 15th. I'll be holding on this for the next 2 weeks. I think this stock's got more room to pull down. I think it's a really bad company that went up off of earnings that were not great. So I think this is still probably going to be a profitable position for me. If not, it was $100. So not great, but I think we're going to make some money on this one. You just got to be patient sometimes. Main Street Capital, been another pretty good one for us. 50 shares here, about a $2,000 position. 30% up there, about $530. It's been nice. Pays a good dividend too. Meta Platforms, it's an absolute banger of a company. This has been my best performer. And I told you to buy more. I told you to buy it, folks. I told you it's my favorite stock for 2023 and 2024. It's my favorite. And I really hope you acquired a lot last year. I hope you did, because I know I didn't acquire enough. But this one, just another great day today. About a $15,000 position here. We're in since, an average share price of 184. I mean, we love this one. We're up 164% or $9,700. This one is carrying the portfolio. And I wish I had more. I wish I did. Microsoft, after them, we only have 32 shares of Meta, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned the share count. I don't think I did. Microsoft has got 11.4. It's a big position too, about $5,000 here in this one, and we're up massively also, 136% or $2,700. You buy the Magnificent Seven. Apparently, that's all you need to do to outperform the market. So I wish I did more of that. But hey, I'm happy with the performance. Micron Technology, performance has been good on this one too. It's only about a $900 position, but you look at it and we're up about 100%, $456. So pretty cool. Neo, 25 shares. This one's just a piece of junk. We're holding on to it just because we're in at $2 a share or $1.53 a share. So we just hold on to it. We made most of our profit already on this, sold out 75 of the 100 shares we owned at about a $23 price. So we made a ton of money. But we're just leaving it for now and seeing what happens. Who knows? Maybe it has another pop. Who knows? NVIDIA. Now this one's just been an absolute unit for us. 6 shares here, NVIDIA. Wish we had more, obviously. About a $4,700 position, but we're up massive. At this point, this is representing a 958% gain, $4,328. NVIDIA is just the GOAT, okay? This one I'm happy to hold for the long term, too. It's not going anywhere. It's going to continue to do great things. Speaking of one that's not doing great things, New York Community Bank, 101 shares. This one got hammered again today. It keeps getting hammered, and it just can't recover. I mean, I hate to say it. This one's been another, oh, good grief, stinker for me. Down about 46%, $400. I mean, it's just sucky right now. I don't know why this thing's getting thrashed about so bad. I don't think the company's in any financial harm, in my opinion. I don't think they're going to be bankrupt by any means, filing any sort of bankruptcy, but things getting hammered. Realty Income, 65.2 shares. Should have brought a drink in here. This one's been an absolute piece of garbage for me too. It was performing so well before this, but now we're down about 10% or $376. Man, it used to be so good for us. 65 shares. It's kind of just crap in the bed. Omega Healthcare. This one's been pretty good too. 96 shares. This one pays a nice 9% yield. And we're up on the share price by about 6%, so we're happy for that. $182. We're happy with it. Penn Entertainment, absolute piece of garbage. Another one of these stinkers. I've got a couple just absolute duds in this portfolio. Holding the bag on. Need to decide which ones I want to get rid of. Penn, I really saw a long-term future on when we're looking at, the betting piece of it. I really did, but it turns out they're just not performing well. And hey, I'll still be holding this one. I still believe in the long-term picture here, but it's just dead money for now. We're down 48% or $506, so that one sucks. Trim that from the portfolio. We're doing a lot better. PepsiCo, following them, 6.22 shares. The ultimate boring stock. It's basically flat since we've purchased it. Not much movement there. Plug Power, another piece of trash. 40 shares here. We are down about 60%, $215. It's a tiny position. Ugh. We made plenty of money on this one originally because we were also in at $2 a share on this one back when before it had popped up to $50-something. I mean, I think it went to. We sold it at that point. We bought back in, unfortunately, right around this $8, $9 range. So not been great for us. Prospect Capital. This is one of my best monthly divvy payers out there. This one, 338 shares. We're down pretty massively, though. 17% or $393. Whoops. This one stinks. I'll be acquiring shares at this cheap price with this dividend reinvestment. Happy to see it be low. I think this one, historically, it usually hovers around this $6 range, so I'm fine with it being a little bit lower. We'll get shares a little cheaper. Qualcomm, 9.2 shares. It's been a pretty good one as well. We're up around 42% or $434. Rhythm Capital, 199 shares. Pretty good on this one too, up about 15% or $290. This one, another REIT, pays about 9%. So happy with that one. It's been great. Best of both worlds with it. Starbucks, pretty good here too. 10.39 shares. It's only about a $1,000 position, so pretty small in the grand scheme. 20% up here or $168. Schwab, as we call it. Charles Schwab, 17.3. Up $185 and 19%. It's okay. Stitch Fix, piece of trash. Again, another one that we're just holding the freaking bag on. I was really thinking there'd be some sort of acquisition attempt by now, but there's not. So we're holding it down $489 or 57%. Man, we got a couple stinkers in this portfolio. A lot of it performing very well. Like the next one, Shopify, 40 shares here. Shopify up $1,640 or 115%. We do have a call option actually for this one. We bought two yesterday. I'll show you that too. We made a little profit on it actually. This one is for an $80 call for the monthlies for April. 419 $80 call. I think we're going to make money on this one. We're down about $50 right now. I think we're going to make money on it though. I think the stock is, it deserves to be over $80, and I think it will be. It just bounced from 90 down to this. I think it's going to come back in the next month. Snapchat. This one we were up big, and then after earnings fell down massively. 200 shares here, but we are up about $22. Nothing crazy, pretty flat. We've got a couple things here. We've got two call options. We've sold these calls, each for about, I think each was around $12, so $24 in total for a week of expiration call. Pretty nice to see. Now we have two calls out as well, an $11.50 and a $12, both for $3.22 3 weeks from now. I don't know. I'm holding on to them. I do think there's money to be made on these. We didn't pay a lot for them, but I think this stock is going to go up. I think it is. So I think it deserves to be a little bit over $12. We'll see what happens. I might end up losing on it, but hey, that's all right. Stanley Black & Decker, 10.48 shares. We're flat on this one. Very boring. About $1,000 position. Pretty boring. Target, another about $2,000 on this one, actually. 12.48 shares. We're up pretty nicely. $435 or 29%. Pretty good. Tapestry, 31 shares here. We're up nicely as well. 113% or $800. Really happy with Tapestry and how we've made our gains there. Tesla, not the same story here. 2.3 shares. It's not a big position. We bought one share when it dipped down to 180 again, which to help us. We're up around 10%. This one's just kind of there as a fun tracking play to see where Tesla's at. So Texas Roadhouse, 10.1 shares here. Happy with this one. We're up about 37%. We were flat for a while, but it's finally taken off. It just refused to go past the $100 mark for the longest time, but finally taking off. Love the stock for the long term. I really do. Vici. I'm pretty well break even here too. 54 shares, about $27. It's only 1%, so I would call it break even. Walmart just went through this stock split, so you'll see the 194 shares. It was a 3 for 1. So we got 3 shares for our 1 share. Every 1 share we had at Walmart. So here, this massive position here. Share price is at 58, obviously. Makes sense. It was 1/3 of the price. But hey, we're up massively on Walmart. 63% or $4,400. We're happy to have it. And probably going to start selling some covered calls on this one as well now. The premiums are a little weird just due to the change just happening last week. The premiums are a little weird. So, or this week, I should say, is what the change happened. So I'm not into them just yet, but I will be. I'll be selling some. Don't you worry. WisdomTree Small Cap Dividend ETF, symbol DES, about 21 shares there. These are the ETFs. We'll just pretty quickly breeze, whatever I want to say through these. The iShares, we're going to have symbol IVV, the iShares Core S&P 500 ETF. 2 shares of that one, nothing crazy. JEPI, you know it very well. 49.7 of that one, about $3,000 in it. JEPQ, about $1,700 on this one. 31.93, we give these for the monthly divvies. They pay nicely, and I'll be holding on to them. KBWD and KBWY, one being the REIT one, KBWY is the REIT one, and then the financials one is KBWD. Both have been performing very poorly because the sectors have been performing very poorly, but they pay a nice dividend in the meantime. The Vanguard Mega Cap ETF MGC, we've got 7 shares there. QILD, 67 shares. Happy to have that one. Pays monthly as well. A great divvy. Great divvy, baby. SCHD, our largest ETF position. 47 shares of that one. About $3,600. SCHX, one we've been building up, the Schwab US Large Cap ETF, 38 shares here, about $2,200, $2,300. Happy to have that one. I think it's great. Tracks the market very well, so I'm happy to have that as a kind of a consistent player in this game, in this portfolio. SPHD, 50.1 shares there. Pays monthly as well. Happy to have it. So SPYD, another dividend payer, the Spider S&P 500 high dividend ETF, 30.77. SPYG, the Spider S&P 500 growth ETF, 21 shares there. We've got the Vanguard Small Cap Value ETF. I told you to buy into this one not too long ago, about the start of the year, because I believe 2024 is a year in which small cap is going to do very well. So keep an eye on the Russell 2000, already outperforming. We've got, so happy to have that one. VFH, this Vanguard Financials ETF. VYM, the Vanguard High Dividend ETF. And then XYLD, another one of those monthly dividend funds. We've got a couple CDs here, about $2,000 in each, nothing crazy. One expiring here, or maturing, I should say, in August, and one in June. And then $300 in the money market. We recently utilized that for some options plays, which we'll get into right now. So let's go into the, we'll go into the history and then the realized gain loss. So just so you can kind of see what we did this month. Let's just set it for year to date. That's fine. Previous calendar year. I don't want that. So yeah, let's just kind of see where we were doing, or where we were doing this. So here it is. Here's the individual account. Here's some of the money we've made. As you can see, year to date, we've had about $1,000 in net gain, and that's going to be stemming from options that we've been trading. Been getting a little more heavy into options here. So a couple that you'll see. You know, we made this big money on the Snapchat call back then. A lot of it will show these sells. Let's see. Yeah, these short positions. But let's get into more recently some of the money we made. So if you don't know, we bought some Google calls back here at the start of the month. We ended up paying $440 for these 2 Google calls. Ended up selling them for $900, so we doubled the money on that one. Very excited. It was a great play for us. Had some losses here with Penn. They suck, just nuts. Neo, we lost some money on that one. And most recently, another Google call. We had these 138 calls. I bought them yesterday, sold them today for a quick $113 gain. Felt really good about it. And again, here's the Shopify position. We ended up selling that for about $31. It was a day of trade. I don't like to do day trades much, but we did here. So just wanted to give you some kind of like clarity as to what we're doing in terms of that gain and loss. And then we look at the portfolio performance, you see where we are. And nothing too special you see over here on the right hand side. Let me scroll you over. About a 20.8% rate of return, so we are right in line with the S&P 500, outperforming the Dow Jones and the Russell 2000 since the inception of the portfolio. Not quite the NASDAQ, and this is annualized, by the way, 20.8% annualized, so happy to see that. Not quite beating the NASDAQ, though, okay? They're ahead of me by a couple, and that's because I should have bought more Meta. Exactly, you got that right. Anyways, that's the monthly recap for the portfolio. Hope you watch this one and have a great one. We're going to be talking about the dividends next.
Bye-bye.